First of all, I want to support this wonderful bill. My take on it is that it's not strictly talking about cyber crime. It's talking about the gap that exists on that. And I want to take it from a different angle. I want to talk about the potential loss that we have today for not participating fully in cyber opportunity. And that, for me, means the technology and the ICT part of it. Mr. President, Microsoft announced 2 years ago that in the next 5 years, they are going to have 228,000 jobs that are going to be technology, ICT related. My concern is that we are not nearly prepared to participate here. Mr. President, an average ICT worker earns on the average of $10,000. Let's take a coder. It means that in my village, I can have a young man or a young woman who will be certified to be a coder. And when they are coding, they earn 10,000. Just imagine what that would do to my community, or any community for that matter. But then you take it the other way. We have school curriculum that has zero on curriculum that has to deal with ICT. We have graduates that may not have even sighted computers, talk less of using computers. And then you have the global economy that is based on ICT. We also, back home here, we have the youth. That demography is growing on a double digit. And they consist almost 40% of our total population. It just doesn't work. And so the gap I see here and the opportunity loss, I think, is unnecessary. And so my support for this bill is that we must ensure that not just that we domesticate ICT in all our schools, but to make sure that the budgetary allocation speaks to this gap. Mr. President, unless we increase our budgetary allocation, unless we refocus our educational system and ensure that our curriculum is in tandem with the global trend, and understand the fact that unless we prioritize ICT, unless we prioritize innovation, we will not be able to participate in the economic growth, globally at least. And we will not have adequate foundation, nor are we going to have the skills that are requisite for our tomorrow. I think this particular motion is very pivotal. I think it's very crucial, and I support it. I think Ministry of Education should review again the curriculum to ensure that we have in all of them mainstream ICT and innovation. I think it will go a long way in helping our children to grow. I think it also will ensure that these lost opportunities and potentials that we have on a daily basis is to a large extent curtailed. Mr. President, I want to support this bill again, and I think my colleagues should all support this particular motion.